Hello students, how are you all? I hope you are doing fine at home. My name is Kumari Neha. I am working at Bharati Rasanad Matriculation Higher Secondary School, Arkonam, and the topic which we are going to see is from class 8th Chemistry, and the name of the lesson is Elements, Compound and Mixture. So today we are going to see the second part of this lesson. So let's see here. Children, first tell me what you can see here in the diagrams. Yes, you are right. Here these are the jellies. Then there is milk and water. Here you can see there is a salad. In the salad, what are all things are there present? Yes, it is tomatoes, then dry fruits, then greens, everything is present, right? Same way here if you are seeing, you can see here that there is a glass. In the glass there is water and then oil has been added. So children, generally what these things are known as? Can anyone tell me that? Yes, these names are mixtures. Mixture in the form that it can be a same type or it can be of different types. So first here you can see that there are mixture of colors, right? Same way here there is water and milk, and when you are mixing it together it will form only milk, but there is a mixture of water and milk. Same way salad is a mixture, and finally oil and water is a mixture. So today we are going to see about the mixture, right? So let's see here what is exactly mixture. See students, whenever you are talking about something called matter, that time matter is divided into two parts. One is the pure substances and another is what? Another is mixture. So pure substances means only one kind atoms will be there, okay? Same way, if you are talking about mixture, there can be two or more than two types of atom. So what is mixture? Two or more kinds, okay? So in the previous class we have studied about the pure substances. In that, elements and compound we have discussed. So today we are going to talk about briefly about mixtures. So mixtures are of two types. One is homogeneous mixture and another is heterogeneous mixture. So homogeneous means children, when you are having a kind of material or a mixture, and if it is mixed, then you cannot differentiate that what are all things are present, that is known as homogeneous. Homo means same and geneous means particles. Same way heterogeneous means there are different types of particles. For example, I showed you the example of jellies, right? There are so many colors. So you can identify separately what are all the colors are present. So that is known as a heterogeneous mixture. So now let's see what are the properties of a mixture. So first property of a mixture is having variable composition. So it's having variable composition. So children, what does this variable composition means? Variable composition means that if you are taking some other kind of materials, for example, I take H2O. So when I am taking H2O, there is hydrogen 2 atoms and oxygen 1 atom. So it is having a different kind of properties. Same way it is fixed. That is why we are calling it as the mixture will always have a variable composition. That it also means that you can use different quantities also. For example, I am taking salt. Now when I add salt into water, again the solution will be known as salt solution, right? Even if I am adding a little bit of solution or if I am adding more salts, right? Yes. Same way the second property is known as physical changes. What it is? Physical change. So children, what is physical change? Yes, you are right. Physical change means anything which you can visually see. For example, there is ice. Now this ice, when it melts, it will become liquid. So there is a change in the state, right? Same way when you are taking milk and water, they are two different properties, right? But when you are mixing it together, what you will see? Yes, you will see that there is only milk present, right? That time you cannot tell me that ma'am in that we have added water also, right? Yes. The third property is it is having no specific differentiation or no specific properties. So what is the third point, children? No specific properties. See children, specific properties here shows that if I am taking salt, now the salt, if I try to add it into water, the salt will remain as salt, right? The property of this will not change, but the phase can change. So that is the main concept behind the no specific change in the properties. Same way, if I am telling about the fourth point, so the fourth point is homogeneity. What it is? Homogeneity. So children, what does this word homo represents? Homo represents one type. So homogeneity means when you are taking a mixture, it can have only a similar kind of materials, or there is also one more thing there in the mixtures. Yes, the mixture can also be a heterogeneous type. So you can call mixtures as homogeneous also, you can call it as heterogeneous also. And the fifth property which we are going to see is separation. So children, separation means when you are taking a mixture. Now it depends whether the mixture is homogeneous or it is a heterogeneous. Then depending upon that only you can see whether you can separate the two different particles or not. For example, if I take a mixture, what is mixture children? Yes, what you are eating, it's like a snack, right? Now in that there will be so many things present, right? You can remove one thing, that means the separation is physical. Same way if I talk about the milk and the water, that time when I am adding it together, that time the separation you cannot do it by hand, right? So for that you have to apply some of the chemical means. For example, you have to heat it so that all the water which is present in the milk gets evaporated, right? Yes, and here the final point here, the sixth one is energy changes. What it is? Energy changes. So children, whenever a mixture is forming or a mixture is liberated, that time you will see that there will be some or the other kind of energy changes. So that is why we are telling the sixth point as energy changes, right? Yes, good. Now let's see what is the main difference between a compound and a mixture. So children, first of all, a compound is a chemically bonded. Here in this it means that whenever you are taking a compound, that time the bond between the two atoms will be a chemical bond because they are chemicals. Same way here if you are telling mixture, mixtures are not having a chemical bond. The example which I gave you children, when I am taking what? I am taking a mixture, easily you can remove that, right? So there it is no chemically bonding formation. Same way the second point is compounds cannot be physically separated. That means now I cannot remove the compound. For example, there is H2. Tell me whether you can remove H2 and O2. No, right? That means that physically you cannot remove them, you cannot separate them. But same way if you are talking about mixtures physically also you can remove. Yeah. And the third point is compounds show their own characteristics. Characteristics means property. Now, if you are comparing water, in the water is having certain amount of properties, right? Now, these properties will not be there in the hydrogen and oxygen. So, that is the main difference. Same way, if you are talking about here, which is mixture, in the mixture you will see that you cannot easily identify what is the difference there, okay? Now, let's come to the fourth point. In the fourth point children, if you are coming, you will get to know that why a compound is having a fixed ratio. So, compound example NH3. What is the example children? NH3. So, NH3 is what? It is ammonia. So, in the ammonia there is fixed property, that is 1 nitrogen and 3 hydrogen. Same way here the ratio can be different. For example, if I am taking water and milk, I can add in any component way, right? I can add more milk also, I can add less milk also. So that is why we can say that there the ratio at which you are taking is different. Same way, if I am telling about boiling point and the melting point in the compounds, it is constant. For example, water. See children, water is the basic example in compounds. That is why I am only taking water. So, in the water, you will see the boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. So, it is a fixed number, right? Same way, if you are talking about here, which is mixtures, it is not constant, because we don't know what is the composition at how particular temperature or anything it's present, right? So that is why we are telling that in mixture it is not constant. Same way it is energy is given out in the prepared form of a compound. Same way in compounds light amount of energy is required or it has been liberated. Same way here also there will be some energy changes, but these energy changes will not be large. Okay. Now let's see how to do the separation of these mixtures. So children, first let's see a homogeneous mixture of solid and solid. So here you can see this. What is this children? Yes, this is a alloy. What is this? This is a alloy. A-L-L-O-Y. See children, alloy means it is a mixture of metals. That is, these two are solid metals, right? When they are coming in together, they will form another mixture, and this is a bronze alloy. So this is the example of a homogeneous mixture. Same way, if I am taking the example for heterogeneous solid, I will take the example as charcoal and salt, because these two solids, even if I try to mix it, they will not mix. So this is the example. Now homogeneous solid and liquid. So here I am taking a glass of water, in that I am adding what? Salt. So when I am adding it, the salt will get easily dissolved, right? So when it is getting easily dissolved, you can call it as a homogeneous mixture. Same way, the third one is heterogeneous mixture of solid and liquid. So solid here is the mud, and above which is there is the water. So here it's not easy to mix them, right? That is why it's known as a heterogeneous mixture. Now let's see homogeneous liquid. So one yellowish part is the honey, and below you can see milk. So honey can easily mix, right? So that is why it is a homogeneous mixture. Same way, if I am talking about a liquid heterogeneous mixture, the example is oil and water. It's not so easy to mix oil and water, right? Yes. So that is why this is the main thing, how you are going to learn about the separation here. Now see here children. Now I told you that we are going to talk about the separation, right? So how we will do the separation? There are main properties according to which we can separate the material or mixture. So the first property is density. So children, what is density? Yes. Now here you see in the diagram children, if I take this block and same place, if I take here, the shape is similar, but in this you can see that there is only one atom, but here there is one atom in front and one atom behind. That means if you are taking a solid where the number of atoms is more, that time the density will be high, and any substance which is having high density is difficult to separate. Sometimes according to the different properties also you can separate them. Okay. The second point is melting point and boiling point. So what is melting point and boiling point children? Yes. When the solid gets converted into liquid, at what temperature it is changing, that temperature is known as melting point. Same way, liquid when it gets converted into gas at a particular temperature, and that temperature is boiling point. Third one is volatility. So what is volatility children? See in the diagram here. Yes, when a liquid gets converted or how fast it gets converted into a vapor, that property is known as volatility of a substance. Fourth one is what? It is solubility. Solubility means what? It is mixing property. So see here children, there is a compound, how fast it comes and it dissolves. That is the solubility. Then according to that also we can do the separation. Here next is sublime. So children, sublime means how easily a solid can get converted into a gas. For example, naphthalene. Now this naphthalene will easily get converted into gas and the property is known as sublimation. Then magnetic property. Magnetic property what children? Magnetic property means when you are taking a magnet and placing it over a mixture, how much attraction it will happen. That is known as magnetic property. So see here, the magnet has been rolled. You can see there is some kind of attraction here, right? So that is only known as attraction property. And finally, it is diffusion. So children, diffusion means this. What is happening here? Yes, there is separation, that is mixing of everything together. So this property is known as diffusion, right? So children, for the separation there are major these properties according to which the separation has been possible. So students, now in the below in the description box we have attached the study material. So study material will look like this. According to that only you have to prepare, right? Later on you can go to the question bank. So question bank will have all the question. After learning the lesson you can just go to the question bank and you can try it out the problems. Later on finally go to the self assessment. In that you have to write the answers. So 1 mark answer you have to tick if it is tick the correct answer, and 2 marks and 5 marks you have to write briefly. Okay. Same way children, I hope you have understood the lesson. Now in this lesson creative questions will be asked like depending upon what properties their substance can be separated. Okay. So they will give you an example of salt and water. Now if there is a salt solution. Now this salt solution, how to remove water and how to remove salt. They will ask you like that, then it will be evaporation process. So these are the things which we are going to study, right? Yes, and finally let's say you thank you in the way of chemistry. So in the chemistry way you can say thorium, adhenium, nitrogen and potassium as thank, and you will come as deuterium, oxygen and uranium. So children, I hope you have enjoyed the lesson and you loved this part. So maybe we meet next time again. Till then, bye bye.